Regnerus, who I know from the Planet Perry world. Gosh, how
Hey,
many years
hey,
ago did we meet? Like many years ago.
many, many.
And you're an ultimate guide author, like I am,
Yes, we
right?
share that in common. We both wrote Ultimate Guides. I love it.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, you can tell because the covers look similar.
yeah. They're real creative, aren't they?
Well, it was a pleasure to do. So no worries.
Yeah. So you've been doing Facebook ads. You've been doing marketing for probably as long as I have.
Yeah, 20 plus years. I like to say I really started in it was around 1998, 1999. It was interesting because I come from a technology background, so I was building an e-commerce website, which is pretty creative back in the day. Like you didn't Shopify didn't exist, so you kind of had to build your own shopping cart. So I did it for a client of mine, and the question they asked me was, "How do I get traffic to this site?" And I said, "Oh, I know how to do that." I had, I had no idea. That's how I started my direct marketing education career.
Right.
Is is I went and figured out how to do it. So a good entrepreneur always says yes, like a good improv. Yes, and
Yes, and yes. We'll figure this out because you have to build it from scratch a lot of times. Those were the
yeah,
days.
yeah, figure stuff out. And so yeah, we're a lot more sophisticated, lots more places to learn these days.
Yeah, I used to do the HTML websites and then Joomla and Mambo before they were the first
Yeah.
content management.
Yeah, it was pretty clunky. Yeah, I mean, we live in an age where you can buy stuff off the shelf where you look like you've been in business for years. Um,
Right.
yeah, yeah, everything in those days had to be built by scratch. But we sound like old timers here, don't we?
Yeah, I know.
We're very hip, people. Just so you
Back in the
know.
day. Back in the day, we had to walk to school in both directions, uphill in the
Yes,
snow.
yes. I never thought I would talk like my parents until I started to hear myself talk and like, yep, back in the good old days. Yep, we all have good old days once we get above 40 and 50 years old.
Right. Remember when?
Yeah.
So you're doing a lot of video now, right?
Yeah, it's interesting. I never really I don't consider myself a creative person. I'm not really artistic. My entire family is, but it was interesting. I've always been a paid ads person. Like even when I started, I never really went the organic route. I went paid. Just for me, like it was like, oh, I put in $1 and hopefully make $1.50 or $2 out. It was like dollar in, $2 out. That made sense to me. So I cut my teeth on, pay per click, back in the days of GoTo and Overture and Google Ads. And I really got on board of Facebook ads around 2013. It was still Wild West back then. And
Yeah.
I really was drawn to Facebook ads because Facebook ad is an ad that appears it's kind of in the normal stream of content. So when they did the sponsored newsfeed ads, that was really exciting time. So I got really good at it. I picked up several clients and happened to get together with some clients that just had great products. It was great synergy and really blew up their businesses in the best way. And it got me invited to Facebook headquarters in 2016. And there was about 100 advertisers in the room. And I thought we were going to be there to kind of like, all right, let's learn the latest and greatest. And what they actually ended up talking about was video. In fact,
Hmm.
like they said in one of their presentations, it's like Facebook is now a video company. So you need to be thinking about making your content video content because we're going to prioritize it. We're going to emphasize it. We're going to incentivize it. So like you really need to be focusing on that. And another conversation I had at that meeting was with one of the engineers on the ad algorithm itself, and he said, "Let me tell you." He said, "We're going to be able to bid better than you. We're going to be able to target better than you. But what we can't control is creative. So 80% of the results on your ad is creative. So focus on that with your clients." And that to me was like a big aha. And I actually left to go outside for lunch. I called my now, he's my friend. He's still my friend, but now he's my business partner. I said, "Brandon," I said, we got to really think about getting into video creative because this is where things are going. And we essentially formed our company on a phone call in the parking lot outside of Facebook Ed headquarters in Austin, Texas, and back in 2016. And here we are 6 years later. So video. I mean, here we are. We're live streaming right now. This is one type of video. There's all kinds of video, but video is what social media is driven by.
Yeah.
It is driven by video, and I think it's really past the point of us arguing the case for video. Now it's like, how do we get video done, and where do we use video? Those are the types of questions that I'm answering these days.
Yeah, because everybody's on their phone now. They're
Yeah.
consuming all their content here. They don't want to read. They want to just tell me a story.
Oh, that's really key. Yeah, I mean, if you want to get right down to the secret of video, it's being a good storyteller. How do I tell a
Right.
better story?
Yeah.
Those are the companies that are winning.
So you were talking about three different kinds of videos people can use. And like you said, you don't have to be a super creative. They don't have to be professionally edited anymore.
No,
What are the
and
three types?
so I'm going to base this based on what people are quite familiar with, which is the stages of a funnel. We're pretty familiar these days with the terms top of funnel, bottom of funnel. I really learned about this from Eugene Schwartz, which is a book written in 1966, Breakthrough Advertising, and I worked to develop a concept called deep funnel marketing based on his premise. And the whole thing is like, when you are making a sales presentation to a prospect, you want them to have the illusion or the reality of being in control of the conversation. And so, what that means is you want to deliver a message at the time and place that they're most ready to receive it. And so, one of the things that I see happening amongst advertisers is they're advertising to what we call solution aware audiences, meaning
Mhm.
they're assuming the person is already like aware of a problem they have and they're already searching for a solution. And so a lot of the creative that I see in social ads is targeted at solution aware audiences. And that's a big mistake. What you really want to do is think about from the standpoint of where are they at in the decision process. And most of our audience is going to be in the unaware or problem aware stage. So the first video that what you want to do at top of funnel, so you're going after a cold audience. You're advertising on Facebook or YouTube or LinkedIn. You want
Mhm.
to create a video, a short video that is meant to garner attention. You don't want to put a video together that is trying to both present a problem, offer a solution, and then close them. That's too much heavy lifting to do in one video. So I like to call these grabber videos. And the only reason you do these is to basically get a consumer to stop the scroll, to raise their hand, virtually raise their hand and say, "Hey, this is interesting."
Yeah.
And the fact that we're in a world where pixels are kind of under attack a little bit. We used to be able to track people without much difficulty, but most of the platforms allow you to track internally what's happening. So let's say we run an ad on Facebook and
Mhm.
we run a 30-second ad. Well, we're able to use Facebook's tools to let us know how much of that video they watched. So they'll literally tell you down to the second. So to me, one of the big signals that tells me at top of funnel that somebody's interested is if they watch 20 seconds or 25 seconds of a 30-second video.
Yeah.
What I like to do there, Ted, is I create an audience of those people and then I start to market to them middle of funnel. So
Yeah.
think about your top of funnel video, that grabber, which is I am going to make somebody aware that they have a problem or that a problem exists that we solve. And that's all we're trying to do. We're just trying to get attention. And I'm trying to build an audience of people that have said, you know what, I'm interested in that problem or I'm interested in solving that problem. And I'm going to move them to the next part of the funnel, which is middle of funnel.
Mhm.
Middle of funnel is where we get to do a lot of really great rapport building. I like to say we're going to both influence them and educate them. And there's two videos that you want to feature in the middle of your funnel. One of them is FAQs, right? We're all answering questions from prospects, right? If you're doing any sort of service business or e-commerce business, you're getting questions all day long from consumers. Does your product do this? Do you solve this problem? Well, one of the things you could do to take the weight off your shoulders and to scale your efforts is to create frequently asked question videos. What are the top 3 or 4 questions that your consumers always ask? So that's one that we like to do. Now, a second one, which I consider to be probably one of the most powerful videos you could create, is a testimonial. And if you can get customers to do video testimonials for you, this is going to be something that just absolutely puts gasoline on the fire in the best way possible.
Yeah.
Because what a consumer says about you is really authentic. You don't have to brag on yourself, they brag on you. And what a good testimonial from a customer will say basically what their life looked like before they discovered you, what they did to help solve their problem, and what their life looks like now.
Yeah.
And if you could get just those 3 things into a testimonial video, you've got some very powerful videos that you could put into your retargeting campaigns on any platform, middle of funnel, to both build rapport, to educate, and to influence your audience.
So
We
this is
tracking
what
so far?
yeah, infomercials, exactly what they do. Yeah, the P90X used to do that, all the weight loss ones. They
Yeah,
show the before and after picture, and then they, paint that picture. This is what it could be.
yeah, yeah. The stories of transformation. You said it before. Tell me a good story. You want your consumers to tell a really good story about you and your product.
Yeah,
The more they can describe in detail their transformation, the more powerful the video is going to be.
yeah,
And then now let's say we've got their attention. We've built their interest. We've developed some rapport. What we need to do in this case is we need to close them, right? We need to actually make a sales presentation. So it might not surprise you to say the other video we want you to create is a sales video. And a good sales video is basically going to make an offer of, hey, you have expressed, or at least through your actions have expressed, a desire to resolve this particular problem. We have solutions to the problem, and here's that solution. Here's how it's going to work. Here's how you will work with me, and here's my offer. Here's what to do next. So a good sales video is going to be somewhere between like 2 minutes to 3 to 4 minutes sometimes. And what you're going to do is usually put that on a web page. We typically won't put sales videos in a news feed
hmm
because there's too much distraction there, right? What we want to do is we want to use our top of funnel, middle of funnel videos, hopefully to get them on an email list or to drive them off of that feed to get to a actual website where there's less distractions and it's a more focused presentation. So one of our favorite ways to do this, Ted, is just to simply have a sales video on top and then sales copy below. So
yeah,
if a person is like, hey, I want to kind of see in summary version, maybe they're on their phone, they don't want to read, they'll go ahead and watch the video there. If they're on a desktop, maybe they'll watch the video, maybe they won't, but they'll scroll down and maybe read through the bullets and then watch the video. You're giving them control of the process. But what the video does is it has a very clear, concise call to action. What do you want me to do next? Do you want me to click the order button? Do you want me to set up an appointment? Do you want me to watch this webinar? Like, what is the action? So that's the consideration with video, is just be very aware of where you're showing it and the mindset of the consumer at the time they see it, and make sure that you're not jumping ahead of them or lagging behind. Give them what they need at that time, and then walk with them through the process to the point where they actually hand you money and you do business with them.
So let me kind of put this in brick and mortar terms and see if I understand. So you own a store and you want to get people in the store. So your first video, get people to notice your store.
Yeah,
And then they approach your front window and they notice products would be the second. And then the next step is to get them in the door. And that's where you say, okay, here's the different products you can buy. And that's where your sales video would be. Does that
yeah.
kind of simplify it?
Yeah, I mean, to the point where they even walk up to a particular display and get to engage with the display, right? You'll see if it's clothing, you'll see that they'll put the clothing on mannequins.
Yeah.
If it's an electronics store, you'll get to actually like you look at the device. You get to interact with the device, right? If you walk into a Best Buy or something like that,
hmm
um, it's come and experience it, and that's what you want your sales video to do, is like give them a taste of the experience, so that they know what it's going to be like. So yeah, it's a very good analogy, Ted.
So you mentioned retargeting too, so people may not know what that means.
Yeah,
Explain that in real
yeah.
world.
So we all have seen this, right? You will take a look at an ad and maybe click on it and go to a website and say, "Oh, okay, that's interesting. I'm going to come back later." And then you're scrolling through social media, and all of a sudden you see an ad for that very thing you looked at. Well, retargeting is so sophisticated now that all the platforms know that if you even dwell on an ad for a particular amount of time, it's going, Ted must be interested in this fishing rod because he actually spent about 20 seconds looking at this particular video, or we
Yeah.
knew that he stopped and read the copy. So retargeting is very much a process by which the platforms give you the ability to follow a prospect around who has shown some interest, and typically that's done through visiting a website, and you're getting pixeled, which means that they've tracked a click to the website, and then you'll be able to build audiences of people and specifically run ads to them. But
Yeah.
again, like I mentioned, now it's to the point where if you watch a portion of a video on the platform, you can build an audience off of that. And so, you target them first, right? You target a wide audience, and then you retarget the ones that showed interest. That's the essential definition of retargeting.
So that works on YouTube too then. If I watch a certain
Oh yeah.
video for 2 minutes, and all of a sudden I'm gonna see a million more of those type videos or
Yeah,
ads
and
from that company.
yeah, and it gets creepier because you might be sitting talking with your spouse or some friends about a particular product or experience, and lo and behold, you open up your phone and there it is.
They
I
don't
can't.
do that, do they?
I don't have insider knowledge that that actually happens, but it actually happens.
Yep, we're gonna be starting to get some ads here because my phone's right here, and
Yeah, it's
it's kinda like
listening.
the Home Depot. I looked for a ladder one time, and I kept seeing that ladder everywhere I went on the internet for, like, 2 weeks.
Yeah, yeah, we've all experienced it, and
Yeah,
and in some cases, it's a service, right? Most of the time, when you and I interact with an ad that we're not ready to buy right now, so it's a nice service for consumers if you do marketing right. If you're not intrusive, you don't want to remarket somebody for 30 days for a ladder.
right.
Typically, if you're looking for a ladder, you probably got a project due within the next week or two. Like I got to climb a ladder somewhere, right? Um, you really want to be thoughtful about your retargeting, but I think it's a really valuable part of marketing is to like, yeah, um, you might see an ad on your phone, and then you go to your laptop and you get an ad on your laptop,
Right.
and it's maybe a better place for you to buy. You may be looking at it while you're commuting, and it's like, hey, I don't have my credit card on me, or I don't want to pull it out here on the bus or the train. You'll want to look at it later. So to me, it's like, I mean, we know this if you've been in advertising any length of time, that it takes more than one interaction with somebody to actually get them to buy. So it's a really great ability to, stay connected with people, and follow them around, and not in the creepy way, but in a way that really serves them. And
Right.
that's a great way to use it.
So for people that are afraid to do, like, headshot videos, can they do, like, screenshot videos to demonstrate things?
Yeah, I mean, look, what we have today is we carry around the world's most powerful video camera ever produced in our pockets.
Right.
Um, Samsung and Apple have created just elegant, amazing products. A lot of the video we shoot, Ted, with our clients is done on iPhones, iPads, because it's an amazing camera. And
Mhm.
so there's video, there's different types of videos. What you and I are doing is a live stream. Okay, this
Yeah.
is very much like a Zoom meeting that most people in the world are now familiar with because of the pandemic. Is like, hey, we're going to turn our webcam on, or our phone camera, and we're going to have a very casual conversation. So you and I are creating content right now.
Yeah.
We're producing content. I'm streaming it on YouTube and LinkedIn. I know this is a LinkedIn live for you. So this is one type of way to create content, is just turn on a camera and have a conversation with somebody.
Right.
Platforms like Restream are great for making that happen, and to go to different places. You can go live strictly on LinkedIn or live on YouTube or live on Facebook or live on Instagram. It's a great way to produce content and stay in touch with both your customers and your prospects.
Hmm.
Then there's video where it's like, okay, we're going to have some thought to it. And so, that's going to be done either with your phone, like on a tripod, or you'll have somebody with like a DSLR and, they're recording it, and then it's passed off to an editor, and then
Hmm.
you're kind of putting it together. So this might be slightly edited. If you do a podcast or something, you might do a little bit edit on the front and back, but you pretty much just will distribute this. The types of videos that you're creating for your website and for ads, you want those to be edited so that you're very careful about the message. For us, Ted, one of the things that we do to create content is we take away some of the intimidation by saying ditch the script. Like, you don't need to script videos. What you want to do is answer questions.
Yeah.
So one of the best ways to create content for us is to have somebody filming us and have them ask us the questions, and then we answer our friend behind the camera.
Right.
So you're not just staring into a blank camera, which is very hard for non-actors and non-newscasters to do. Right? It's very intimidating. But if you're
It's
having a
crazy.
conversation, yeah, yeah, we're just not trained for that. But
Yeah.
to have a conversation, we've got a lot of experience doing that. So if you can have somebody, a friendly face behind the camera, you can answer those questions. In fact, that's how we produce all our video at Feed Stories with our clients. Is we have a director asking questions, and it really makes the camera disappear. So,
Mhm.
if you're going to produce video for your website, video for ads, you want to record it, and then you want to get it edited so that it very clearly articulates what you want to say, and say it in the right way.
So let's say I wanted to hire your company to make a video for me, a campaign, not just one
Yeah.
video, it's a series. You're on the East Coast, I'm on the West Coast. Do you work remotely with people or would I have to come to you?
So we do traditional video, and that's probably about only 10% of what we do, where a crew comes to you, or a crew, or you come to us. Most of what we do today is remote. We have the technology to essentially, you can be in your office or whatever location you want and get content done. So we have about 30 clients, Ted, that have an appointment with us every month, and we help them produce content for their LinkedIn page, for their YouTube channel. They're all subject matter experts who need to build a platform. So
Mhm.
yeah, they do it. They create an appointment just like you and I did to record this call. They record their content, and our editors put all that together and publish it for them. It's very much hands off. So you and I know that time is the most valuable thing. So, like, you
Yeah.
spend your time doing things like that. You don't want to be messing around with video. You don't want to be messing around with editing. Get somebody to do it for you that's got a team and a process to do it. So yeah, we love doing that for clients.
So do you help people create the framework of the campaign, but not you can do the exact scripts, but you really want to be talk naturally, obviously.
Yeah, yeah. So we do different types of videos. So the different stages, we've got different questions we ask at those stages. But also, each client has their own unique processes and unique products. So we'll take those questions and make sure they're very pertinent to what you want to say. And that's the whole reason you want to plan. You just obviously don't turn the camera on. What you do in that case is, like, let's prepare the questions ahead of time that the director will ask, and those questions will prompt you. And the great thing about video, you and I are doing a live video. It's a free form conversation, but with a video shoot that you're doing remote or in person, if you mess it up, you say, let me do that again. uh,
Right.
editing editing allows you to have a perfect delivery every time, because you can say it 6 7 times until you feel you've got it right. And you could cut out all the filler words and all those cool things that editors do. So yeah, you want to be prepared when you go into a video session, but we don't want you rehearsed. We want you prepared, not rehearsed. That's probably the best way I could put it.
That's a great way to put it. Yeah. I like to do like testimonials that way too, because I ask people for testimonials, like I don't know what to do, and they won't do a video. But if you can get
Yeah.
on with them and have somebody coach them, ask them the questions, they're more comfortable with that.
That is exactly how we do. A lot of our clients are, they have customer values that are, well into the 5 and 6 figures. So they invest in getting great testimonials, and we produce it very much like you and I are doing. We have a conversation with the prospect, and we lead them through their journey and talk about each point of their journey, just like I described earlier. And it produces really good, high quality stuff. But yeah, a conversation is always going to produce really great trust building content. Like, and this is really kind of exemplified when you watch a scripted video, it's scripted. And
Yeah.
so there's a little bit of a drop in trust factor. It's like, okay, well, it's scripted, so it's very carefully rehearsed. A conversation, it's flowing as if you're sitting across from the person. If you do it properly, it really elevates trust. So like we found, like polished and rehearsed lowers trust,
Yeah.
conversation actually raises trust. So most of the clients we deal with are in high trust markets, finance, medical. And boy, if you are going to serve clients in those marketplaces, they're going to shop. They're going to do their research before they even talk with you. So it really is to your benefit. It's almost for your survival to have a base of content on some social platform, if not just your website, but as much as you can educate and inform the prospect before they talk with you. It's going to really transform your business. Because I had a dental client a little while ago say it's amazing that patients are walking into our practice. They already know who we are, and it's him and
Yeah.
his wife. Like, they already know us. And he's like, that's such a huge advantage, because they used to have such an issue, like answering just basic questions, like insurance, and like, can you work with my kids? They created video content just to like answer all those common things. And so when
Hmm.
they walk in, it's like, hi, Dr. Ling. It's like they know who they are. They feel like they know them, and they've had their questions answered. And it makes it much easier for that new patient to walk into that office.
Yeah. Being guests on podcasts and shows like this, I get so many clients that, God, I feel like I know you because I've heard you.
Yeah.
And I know how much you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little unsettling for us to like go to a conference and people come up to you and say, hi, Bob, or hi, Ted. It's like, okay, I don't know you, but I know you probably, it's typically, it's kind of funny. You get used to it, but it's like, it's really nice to be an expert in our field, and have people come up to us and like feel comfortable saying, hi, Bob, or hi, Ted. Like, I love that.
Yeah,
It's why we do what we do, and it helps you close more business for sure.
exactly. And you get to get known at conferences. No.
Oh yeah, there's benefits to that.
Friend of mine's a YouTube expert, and he was in Home Depot once, and some kid came up to him, "You're Brian, you're the YouTube guy."
Oh my goodness. It hasn't happened to me outside of the context of conferences and things like that. That would be kind of weird.
Yeah. Hey, marketing works. You never know.
Well, if you mentioned Perry, Perry got on a flight. He was going overseas and ended up being next to a guy who bought one of his books, and basically followed everything in his book and sold his company for this big amount of money. Perry never met him. Perry never had interaction with him, but Perry's content has such a transformational effect, and the universe put them together on a transcontinental flight. And this guy got a chance to thank Perry for, basically like helping him create this big win in his life. And Perry never knew it until that moment. So
That's
that's how
awesome.
powerful putting content out there could really be for people.
Yeah. Well, Bob, this has been great. How can people get in touch with you and learn more?
Yeah, I got a couple ways. First of all, just in general, if you're looking to get video done and want to help doing that, we have a great team of people that can make this very easy for you. Our company is Feed Stories. It's FEED stories plural.com. But I do have a free gift for people. We've created the ultimate guide to video. Strangely enough, sticking with the theme of our books, the ultimate guide for using video to build trust and create customers for life is available at ultimatevideoguide.com. It's a free download. It is a 30-page document. It is a resource that is going to walk you through The three biggest questions about video, which is what do I say when the camera's turned on? How do I get it done? And what do I do with it when it is completed? This guide walks you through those three phases of video production, and it makes it absolutely easy for you to follow. So, ultimatevideoguide.com and feedstories.com. And we'd love to help you if you are looking to get video done.
Like that one. How's that?
There you
Ultimate
go.
video guide.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, Bob, thanks. This has been great. It's good catching up with you.
Always good to chat with you, Ted, and thanks for people tuning in today.
We'll talk to you soon.
Okay.